My favorite since the parade and all of this is Skip Bayless. Everybody agree? Like, guy sucks. To absolutely destroy Skip Bayless, I never see the rebuttal, but I'm sure he was as he was when Stephen A. just crushed him last week.
Draymond Green has continued his onslaught of jabs at FS1's Skip Bayless.
He looked like he was about to cry, but Shannon actually saved the guy when he went to the next network. So when Stephen A. comes out and say, no, this show was suffering and I came on and saved it, you'd be a fool not to believe that because the show was suffering and Shannon came on and saved it. So I enjoyed that more than anything. He wanted to throw it out. You got to take them punches if you're going to dish them, brother.
If unsure, here is what Green is referring to.
What happened was Skip Bayless was doing First Take. It was called Cold Pizza. They had incorporated debates for a segment here or there with Skip Bayless and Woody Page.
And here is ESPN's Stephen A. Smith explaining in detail on J.J. Redick's podcast, Old Man and the Three.
Changed the name from Cold Pizza to First Take. And then one of these days, a guy by the name of Jamie Horowitz was an executive here, and he took over First Take for a short period of time. He did a focus group. And the focus group said, we don't want all that other stuff. We want debate. And so he took First Take from a conventional show and changed it into an all-debate format featuring Skip Bayless. And then in 2012, they weren't satisfied with the numbers. They weren't satisfied with the ratings, the level of revenue that was being generated. Skip Bayless comes to me in the parking lot on the campus of ESPN in Bristol, Connecticut, and he says, I know you got your plans. You love the NBA. You love being out on the road. You love being in the locker room. But he said, but I need you. He said, I've done all that I could to take this as far as I could go. I need you to do this for me, please. He said, I just need 3 years. He said, I think we'll knock it out the park. 1 month later, we were number one. I mean, I knew we'd be successful, but I didn't know we'd skyrocket to the number one morning show. And it happened a month after I arrived, and it's never changed.
Not only is this of, let's say, some significance for many sports fans and those who follow the likes of the sports media landscape, it's important to note this in particular. The distinction and difference Draymond Green made on this subject and Stephen A. Smith.
Did your relationship with Skip ever fracture? Was there any contentiousness there?
Never. The only time anything came close to that was when I knew he was leaving before he told me. And I was like, what the hell's going on?
And that was a mammoth contract at the time. Per Kevin Draper, Bayless was expected to sign with Fox Sports, per an industry source. Then Sports Illustrated columnist Richard Deitch reported Bayless was looking at $5 million or so per year to join Fox. The Hollywood Reporter later confirmed it was close to $6 million annually for Skip Bayless with Fox Sports 1. At the time, Bayless said he was taking off the handcuffs by leaving ESPN. He would tell the outlet, too many people in charge at ESPN for my taste were a little too fearful. There are just certain boundaries that you can't even tiptoe along. FS1 will trust me to go a little deeper. I can be completely honest on everything.
You know, and so I confronted him because for better or worse, I'm a straight up guy.
We'll get back to this in a second. Everyone remembers Ray Rice, yes? Here's what, at the time, Stephen A. Smith said of it.
But what I've tried to employ the female members of my family, some of who you all met and talked to and what have you, is that, again, and this is what I've done this all my life, let's make sure we don't do anything to provoke wrong actions. We also have to make sure that we learn as much as we can about elements of provocation.
And Brett Kavanaugh's confirmation hearing, here's what he said on his own show.
High school. Supreme Court Justice, nominee, and they talk about something that might have happened in high school. Lord have mercy this country.
How about Shohei Ohtani? That was a big one.
Even though baseball is an international sport, and I totally get that, it's played in the United States and Canada. The fact that you got a foreign player that doesn't speak English, that needs an interpreter, believe it or not, I think contributes
to harming the game to some degree. I understand that baseball is an international sport itself in terms of participation, but when you talk about an audience gravitating to the tube or to the ballpark to actually watch you, okay, I don't think it helps that the number one face is a dude that needs an interpreter so you can understand what the hell he's saying in this country.
Onward, here is how Stephen A. closed out this clip on JJ Redick's YouTube channel.
You know, if I work with you and all of a sudden I'm leaving, you ain't going to find out from somebody else. You're going to hear from me. I'm going to come looking for you to tell you. I'm going to give you the news face to face. And I was hearing it, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? And then when he confessed to me what had transpired between his negotiations with the company, I understood why he couldn't tell me in the immediate moment. But that's literally the only thing that we've ever had any kind of issue about, and that lasted for like 6 hours.